Hello everyone. You know what's kind of a cool thing? These VHS style Blu-ray cases. There are a few different variations of this. Ones where it's just a normal Blu-ray inside a slipcover that's made to look like a VHS tape, which those are kind of lame. I don't really think those are that great. But then you have these larger clamshells, which look like a large clamshell VHS tape, and it's a pretty cool thing. I think that they're interesting, and it's definitely a nostalgic type packaging for the format. Because for me, the first third of my life, this was how I watched movies almost exclusively. So I really have a lot of love for that format. And these are cool too because they're a great display piece. You get a great copy of the movie. Usually it's the same pressing as you would get with a Blu-ray that comes out around the same time as this. And it's a kind of a space saver for us too, because instead of having it on the shelves here, we actually put them above, on top of the shelves, kind of like a border up top with, I have a sign based up there and things like that for new releases, and it's kind of cool. I like the way they look up there, and so I end up moving, instead of having a copy here, saves some shelf space. And this was the first one I ever got in this format, and this was really cool because I found it for, I think it was 50 cents, I'm trying to remember, it was a while ago off the top of my head, a few years ago actually, in with the VHS. So that was cool to get a Blu-ray for 50 cents or so for the Breakfast Club. That was really cool. So we have that one, and then they started eventually re-releasing them a slightly different version, a little bit taller and not quite as nicely printed. I don't know if you can tell here, but they aren't quite as nicely printed. It looks a little less like the outside of a VHS tape, a little more plasticky, a little more fake looking, but they're still really, really cool. And this is a 3-disc set of Steven Spielberg movies. You have Jaws, E.T., and you have Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And that's a 3-disc set. Then we have 2 different Eddie Murphy movie collections, which are really cool. It's a great way of having some of these movies. We have Trading Places, Coming to America, and The Golden Child. And then Beverly Hills Cop, a 3-movie collection. An instant classic, a great follow-up, and a third movie if you feel like watching a third movie. That's all I'll say about that one. But just a fun trilogy of movies, some great movies, some of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies of all time, some of my favorite Spielberg movies, and then The Breakfast Club, which being a kid who just grew up adoring the 80s my whole life, this is an essential movie for my collection. So that is our collection so far for those, because there are occasionally more of them released, very infrequently now, but every once in a while. So we'll see what goes on, if any more sneak their way into the collection, because again, this was Beverly Hills Cop, already had the first movie on Blu-ray, didn't have the other 2. Now this replaced that, and I have all 3 on a Blu-ray set, and doesn't take up the shelf space. It looks really cool. I love having these up top, and having like a bunch of these on top of the bookshelves, the movie shelves, would be a really cool thing. So tell me down below if you think they're really cool, if you think they're just kind of cheap and stupid, because I know some people don't like them. Amanda doesn't really like them. She does not like those cases. But I just think they're cool. It gives it kind of that video store look while having a Blu-ray quality copy of the movie. And yeah, if you collect these as well, if you have a really big collection of those, I know there's some people that get like all of them. I saw a video one time of someone who had like 20 something of those lined up. It looked really cool. Definitely let me know, and I'll check it out. And thank you for watching.